Welcome to the Published and Paid podcast, where we share book, business, leadership, and life lessons in 20 minutes or less to help you build a thought leadership brand and business. My name is Jasmine Womack. I'm a former middle school language arts teacher turned seven-figure entrepreneur, and I am glad that you are here. Let's get started.
And we're back with another episode of the Published and Paid podcast. And today I'm going to share with you 8 mindset shifts to make on your journey and road to success. I'm often asked, Jasmine, how did you do it? Right? And one of the first things that I had to do and that I constantly have to do is to change. I had to change my mind, literally. Whenever you want to achieve any type of level of success, it's not about you doing the thing, but it's more about who you become. And I actually heard Jim Rohn say that in an old motivational YouTube video that I watched a few years ago. And over the past 2 to 3 years, as the company has revamped, as it's grown, as we've adjusted, as I have helped dozens of clients to write, self-publish, launch their books, bring them to market, create and sell high-ticket coaching programs, and help clients make their first sales, right? I've thought about how they did it because it's more than the strategy. They had to step into a new space of belief. They had to step into a new space of action. And they had to take on a new identity. And these are all things that you are going to have to do as well on your road and journey to success. And here's the thing. Everyone's definition of success is different. However, regardless of what level of achievement you've already accomplished, there's something else that you likely want to do. So even if you have attained a certain income goal, then maybe your measure of success is actually reducing your meetings and putting more time into your family or freeing up your time, whatever that looks like for you. So regardless of what stage you're on, I'm prayerful that today's episode can help you to accomplish your next level. The first mindset shift that you need to make is to stop asking for permission. Stop asking anyone else for permission if it's okay to do, if it's possible to do. If you have the idea in your mind, let me tell you this, it's possible to do that. You just have to align yourself with the actions that are going to be required in order to help you reach that goal. The second mindset shift that I want you to make is to really, really think for yourself. And I've even seen this because even though I'm a coach, I keep a coach. And I believe every coach should have a coach. And I typically invest high ticket into my coaching, right? Because there are certain things that I need that I know that only certain people can provide them, or they're only going to be given at certain levels of information or access. And even on my current level, when I am in coaching community with others who run communities or have generated multiple 6 or 7 figures, everyone can have these moments when that they fall back into wanting not guidance, but actual answers. And there's a difference between wanting guidance and wanting answers. When you're asking someone else for the answers, you're literally asking them to think for you. What do you think I should title this? I'm doing a new workshop. I'm writing a new book, or all of these things. Now, what you have to do is come to the table with options already created and then get feedback on that. This way, you're not depending and you're not passing the buck to someone else to think for you. You're still maintaining the responsibility of growing your company, and you're thinking for yourself, but seeking feedback on what you created and how you can make it better. You don't want to depend on other people to give you the ideas. Honestly, the idea needs to come from you. I know some people might differ on that, But in the space of intellectual property, in the space of being a true thought leader, like I want you to trust your own ideas. Trust it. And then get feedback on how to execute it. Get feedback on whether or not the idea could potentially be valuable. You know, at the end of the day, you're going to have to go do your work, go do your market research and all of the things. Think for yourself. Think for yourself. Number 3, the third mindset shift to make is to learn, but embrace taking the action. I know a lot of you all who are listening, you love to learn. You can listen to the podcast, you can read the books, you can go to the conferences and the events, you can take the courses and learn. I call that being an information hoarder. It's one thing to learn, but it's another thing to actually do the thing, right? Like I've even experienced it to where we've had some people to go through our coaching programs. They're like, I'm going through this, I'm going through that. I'm like, that's great that you're going through it, but you still have to do the work. You can go learn it. You can go listen to the modules, but this is not about listening. This is not about seeing how much you can cram and get through it the same in the quickest amount of time. This is about allowing the information to sit in and then you actually taking it and you turning that information into something through your action taking and implementation. Now, here's the thing about taking action. It's going to be imperfect. You're not going to always know the next step. But taking the action and doing it scared is always better than doing nothing at all. Like I tell my clients, you're going to learn in the doing. It's through doing the thing that you refine your processes. It's through doing the thing that you get the clarity that you need. It's through doing the thing that you begin to build your muscle. Clarity doesn't come with you thinking about it in your head and thinking about what to do and jotting all of your ideas in a notebook. The clarity and the breakthrough is going to come through you implementing and taking action on those things that you have learned. The fourth mindset shift to make on your road to success is to adopt a growth mindset. This is critical and crucial for you if you want success in your business. This means that you're going to have to look at the opportunities instead of focusing on the obstacles. Yes, obstacles will arise. And in entrepreneurship, some of them can almost knock the breath out of you. I'm not going to lie to you about it. But how do you get through the difficult moments? You look for the opportunities. You look for what you can learn from it, from the situation. You look for how you can grow from the situation. You look for things that you need to change or how you might need to improve certain things in your processes to reduce the chances of you experiencing whatever you're experiencing again. Look for the opportunities instead of focusing on the obstacles. Obstacles are always going to be around you, but the opportunities are going to be where you find them. The fifth mindset shift to make is to make the time. Make the time. Because there's always going to be something to do. There's always going to be someone pulling on you for your energy and your attention. However, the thing isn't going to get done just because you want it to get done. You're going to have to make the time to do the thing. This means that you're going to have to decommit. I had an opportunity a month or so ago that I really wanted to take. I thought it was going to be great. I was so interested in it. But then when I sat back and thought about it and looked at how I was already feeling, I was maxed to capacity. So for me, in that situation, making the time meant that I declined opportunities that were not in alignment with my ultimate goal. It was a great opportunity. It just was not in alignment with my ultimate goal. If I would have taken that opportunity, I would have been working to grow someone else's business, and I would have been able to probably get some residuals from that. But ultimately, it was going to add more to my calendar. I was going to have to now have meetups that I was going to have to do in person, things I was going to have to plan. I was going to have something additional that I was going to have to market for. And while it would have been a great opportunity, it just at the end of the day wasn't in alignment with my ultimate goals. And I didn't have capacity for it at the time. I was planning my live event, Published and Paid Live, and I'm in school working on a doctorate. I don't have any additional time I have needs to be put into my research. It doesn't need to be put into curating or hosting anybody's events that doesn't have anything to do with my company. So while there was an opportunity there, it just wasn't for me. So I had to look at the time. And part of me continuing to make the time for the things that I needed to do was to say no to things that were not in my alignment. And it was not in alignment with my ultimate goals. Like doing that isn't going to help me be booked on stages next year. It's just not. So I had to say no. Sometimes finding the time isn't always trying to create more space in your calendar. It's by saying no or decommitting to things that ultimately are not aligned with where you want to be in the next year, 3 years, or 5 years. Number 6, the 6th mindset shift to make. And this is something I'm extremely focused on right now, not just for myself, but for everyone in the company. And that is prioritizing your self-care. When I speak of self-care, I'm not talking about going to the nail salon. Like that's maintenance and upkeep for me. And while, yes, a massage can help reduce stress and help you to relax, we've got to prioritize daily self-care, or what you choose to eat. I am on week 2 of no sugar. I haven't had any sweets, no desserts. I'm on week 2 of no fried foods. I had cheese for the first time today in 2 weeks because I made a vegetarian lasagna, but I'm not eating anymore. Like I want to go dairy free for at least the next 4 weeks because I want to see how my body's going to respond, right? That self-care, like noticing, identifying changes that I want to make and then doing the things. A lot of us don't understand the impact of stress on our lives. Stress is called a silent killer for a reason. Like you can have high blood pressure, high cholesterol. You're thinking it's what you eat, but the whole time it's your stress. It's that you're not getting adequate sleep. You're not getting at least 6 to 7 hours of sleep every night. You're not relaxing at all. I mean, like turning off your mind type of relaxing. You're not exercising, but you think everything is because, of what you eat or getting your hair done, your haircut or your nails done. That's maintenance and upkeep. True self-care is how you manage your emotions. It's how you manage your mind. It's how you manage the stress in your life. And it's what you do on the day-to-day to aid in your health. Every decision that you make is either leading you to your goal or leading you away from your goal. And some things are going to require us to have a little bit more discipline, but it's going to pay off in the long run. So prioritize your self-care. Make sure you get your 10,000 steps in every day. Make sure that you are strength training. I noticed after 35, I wasn't strength training like I was previously. I started seeing these changes in my body that I'd never seen before. And it's because I had stopped. No, not 34, but I'm 38. No, yeah, 36, right? 36, 38. I started seeing changes because I stopped doing the things that, had gotten me to a certain point. Got to incorporate weights. Can't just do all cardio. Can't do low impact all the time. Got to incorporate that strength training too. So you've got to prioritize your self-care. I don't care how much you have going on. You need to still put you at the top of your list, whatever that looks like for you. Okay? Because if you don't have optimal physical and mental health, then the business will suffer. It'll suffer because you get sick and you can't run it. It'll suffer because you can't think straight. You don't have the energy to do certain things, right? You need to make sure that you take notice of that. Number 7, the 7th mindset shift to make is to surround yourself with positivity. Listen, community is going to be a key in helping you to be successful. And it's not just about being connected to people and getting in certain rooms and rubbing elbows. No, this is about building your own network. Listen, the people on your day-to-day and even the folks who you live with or potentially even your spouse, this doesn't go for everyone, but I know many people deal with this. they're doing something that other people just don't understand. They don't get it. And it might not be for them to get. But what you do absolutely need is to make sure that you're in community with people who are doing the same things that you want to do or who have done it. People who can, be a sounding board when you have questions. People who can, a community that's going to push you to do more. A community that's going to help you elevate. A community that's going to help you grow. This might be a high ticket coaching community. For some of you out, it might be a membership community. Or you might create your own circle of biz besties where you guys do your own virtual co-working and you help one another, at least to the point where you can, because there's going to come a point in certain time you're going to need some help outside of your friend group. Surround yourself with positivity. Listen to mindset audio on a consistent basis. You have to consistently renew your mind. And the way that you renew your mind is by getting in community, having conversations, and being exposed to things that are beyond your current level, because you've got to see that it's possible, right? And listening to mindset audio. I love listening to Inky Johnson, Jim Ron. My husband put me on a Jim Ron. Absolutely amazing. Brian Tracy, Marshawn Evans Daniels, Dr. Danielle Jervy Harmon. All of them are great with mindset information. Look them up on YouTube, listen to their audios, free trainings, read their books. I'm telling you, it will do you a solid. It will help you to up level. And number 8, the 8th mindset shift to make is to commit to being a student. Like, you might have gotten to where you are professionally, but business-wise, there are things that you need to know and learn. So you've got to commit to learning, and you've got to commit to being a student. And in order to be a great teacher, in order to be a great coach, consultant, you've got to be a great student. Stay open to learning. Be willing to start. That's the purpose of investing in coaching. And I know that many of us will invest in professional credentials, will invest in different certification programs. But listen, the certification program is not going to get you a booked client. If you have degrees in your field of study, that's just as good, if not better, than a certification. Now, there are some certifications that you absolutely need in order to practice in that industry. But if you have a degree in leadership, do you really need a certification in leadership when you have spent 2 to 3 years studying it, doing all the assignments, writing papers, doing the research, and defending whatever position you have? Like, come on. However, many of us will readily invest in a degree or in a new level of schooling or in a certification program. But then when it comes to investing in coaching to help you develop, grow, sustain, or scale your business, then there's an apprehension there. It's still the same. It's still an investment. It's just for different purposes. One might have been for your education and your professional career, but the other one just might be for your business. And just because it's for business doesn't mean that it's a hoax. Oftentimes it's necessary. We think that just because we have the idea, we can just go out and implement it. No, you're going to need some help. You're going to need some way to bridge the gap between of your knowledge and your skill set. And oftentimes getting in a vetted and qualified coaching program with a coach that you've done your research on can be the key to helping you to close that gap. If you found value in this episode, please make sure that you leave a review, share this with a friend, and subscribe to the Published and Paid podcast. You can get the notes down below in the show notes, as well as some links to some different resources that may be useful for you. And until next time, peace, love, and impact.